Everyone can hear okay? Okay. I'm the supervising attorney at Catholic Charities Immigration Legal Services in Cleveland. I started volunteering at Catholic Charities in August 2014, and I was hired on as a staff attorney in November 2015, and I have been there since then. And this is Ashley. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ashley Sanchez. I have been with Catholic Charities officially as a staff attorney since November 2019, so almost 3 years. But actually, when I was in law school, I did a semester-long internship as well in 2016. I'm really happy to be here.
So today we're going to talk about a variety of different issues. I want to introduce you to Migration and Refugee Services, the programs they offer, and what we offer at ILS, Immigration Legal Services. We're going to discuss our mission and the services that we offer in our office, do a brief Immigration 101, just common terms and what they mean, and then we're going to end with policy changes in the last 2 years to immigration law. There are a lot. That could be a 5-hour presentation, but we're just going to highlight some of those and discuss some hot topics. We're going to discuss Afghanistan and parolees, and we're going to discuss Ukraine as well. So Migration and Refugee Services has been resettling refugees since the 1940s in the Cleveland area. They offer a variety of different services for refugees. So originally this was only refugees had access to what these services are. And as Ashley will explain later, there's a difference between somebody who is a refugee and somebody who is undocumented seeking asylum in the United States. A refugee gets their refugee status abroad when they're living in a refugee camp. And that's designated by the United Nations, and then there's security checks, and she'll discuss that in more detail later. But so refugees have access to general refugee resettlement services that includes reception and placement. When they land in the Cleveland area, they get picked up from the airport, they get put in their apartment. It's a furnished apartment. They get taught a lot. They get cultural orientation into what life is like in America, financial literacy training, job readiness training, a variety of social services, healthcare navigation and case management. We have a single mothers program specifically for women that are widowed or came here by themselves without their spouses, and they have more unique needs, so there's a program set up for them as well. There's counseling and testimonial therapy as well. We work with a lot of partner agencies in the Cleveland area. We partner with Neighborhood Family Practice up there, if anyone is familiar with that organization up in Cleveland, and they help us a lot with the medical needs. A lot of refugees that we resettle have some serious medical conditions, and because we have a lot of resources to offer, Cleveland tends to get a lot more of those than other cities in Ohio. We also have the only Center for Survivors of Torture in Ohio. What that is, it's funded by the Office for Refugee Resettlement and the United Nations. If an individual qualifies for that program, they're going to get free legal services, and they are also going to get holistic social services. Some of the social services that are offered to refugees are limited in time, such as 90 days after arrival or 3 years after arrival. Then those services end. Whereas survivors of torture is open-ended. Once they qualify, they can continue to receive case management in that program. And then lastly, Immigration Legal Services. We are in the same building as Migration and Refugee Services. We are a program inside of MRS. We are located in the Gordon Square area of Cleveland. It's on Detroit Avenue. It's just outside downtown, about 5 to 10 minute drive from the immigration court. We're very lucky for that because it would be very difficult for us to practice. A lot of immigration attorneys do it, but they have to drive up to the Cleveland Immigration Court because the immigration court in Ohio is in Cleveland. It's not in any other city. So that's a nice perk. All right, so our mission is to defend and serve the most vulnerable populations in Ohio through low-cost, high-quality legal representation and educate the broader community on evolving immigration policies. So this program was reestablished in 2011 with one attorney and one paralegal. So in about 10 years, we have grown to 10 full-time attorneys, 1 Department of Justice accredited representative, I'll let you know what that is, 4 paralegals, and 1 legal assistant. We have an intake team of 2 full-time intake and referral specialists, a receptionist. We are hiring a pro bono coordinator that's going to be statewide to place cases to pro bono attorneys and train them. And we have an evolving door of volunteers and law students. We have partnerships with Case Western, Cleveland, Akron, Columbus, other law schools. Ashley went to Berkeley, so we had a partnership with them where we host them in the fall, the spring, and the summer as well, and they are a huge help to us. A Department of Justice accredited representative is an individual that is licensed to practice immigration law at an organization that is recognized. It has to be a nonprofit organization that applies for this recognition through the Department of Justice. And there's some other parameters, but they can practice immigration law with us. I wanted to put these statistics up here so everyone can get an idea of the landscape in Ohio with immigrants and what we do. So there are over 90,000 undocumented immigrants in Ohio, probably more because not all of them make their presence known. Right now, the Cleveland Immigration Court backlog is over 16,000 cases. So what does that mean? It often means that when I'm going to court and I'm representing an individual in front of a judge, and I'm requesting a trial for them to hear their asylum claim or whatever claim they have, my court date is going to be bumped till 3-4 years in the future. So that individual is going to be waiting for 3 or 4 years to get their case heard because of this extensive backlog. Nationally, only 37% of immigrants are represented by legal counsel. Another important statistic is in regards to DACA recipients. DACA are the individuals that have received deferred action for childhood arrivals, meaning they arrived in the United States at a certain time and they are granted permission to work here in the United States. It is estimated that Ohio has 10,000 DACA eligible individuals, so we are often doing presentations and outreach to assist individuals who need to renew their work authorization under DACA. Nearly 40,000 U.S. citizen children are living with at least 1 undocumented family member. Ohio has resettled over 24,000 refugees since 2010, which is a lot. On the right, you'll see some statistics about our services. This is a little outdated. It's about like a year and a half old. There's about 126 countries represented. 41% of them are from Africa. 19% are Central and South America. So those are our highest populations of individuals that we serve. We've had almost 16,500 volunteer hours donated to immigration legal services. We've completed over 3,000 citizenship applications. I think in the last year that's probably risen to like 3,700. Filed over 550 family reunification petitions as well. So ILS practices family-based and humanitarian-based immigration. What that means is we don't do business immigration, student visas, things like non-immigrant visas or tourist visas. We assist individuals when they're coming to the United States to claim asylum, withholding of removal, applying for a visa because of a protected ground, like being a victim of a crime in the United States, trafficking, and things like that. We also assist with family reunification petitions, whether it be somebody who is a green card holder who wants to bring a relative, or a U.S. citizen who wants to bring a relative. Am I forgetting something? Temporary protected status. So that's the variety of services that we provide. We do have a low fee-for-service model. Individuals will pay low legal fees that are substantially less than what a private immigration attorney is going to charge. However, we do have several grants that will cover legal fees. So a lot of our clients they get free legal services if they fall under that grant. free or reduced. I think I kind of already said this. We assist individuals with applications filed in front of immigration. So immigration, the name is U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, and the State Department. And we have an active presence in the Cleveland Immigration Court, whether it be our weekly attendance at the juvenile docket, where we assist unaccompanied minors with their first appearance in front of an immigration judge, or representing our clients and assisting them with their removal cases. We currently serve clients who reside in the Diocese of Cleveland and the Diocese of Youngstown, which is 14 counties, but we do have one grant, the Survivors of Torture grant, that will allow us to assist clients in the entirety of Ohio. So if they reside in Columbus or Toledo, we can assist them if they qualify for that grant.
Okay, so you may be thinking, I know someone who could really use some immigration help. How do I get them in contact with you guys? So the very first thing that they need to do is call the number on the little card that you received. They need to call that line, and either someone will answer it or they should leave a voicemail with their name, their phone number, and their preferred language. And someone will call them back within, I think it's 48 hours. And then they will do something called an intake, which is like a questionnaire where they get some basic information about the client, and then they will be scheduled a consultation, probably with me if they live in the Diocese of Youngstown. It's not immediate. You don't get an appointment with a lawyer the second you call or the week you call. It does take a little bit of time, so please tell people to leave the voicemail. Be patient, and then if you get a call from Catholic Charities, to please return the call so we can move forward with the process. And then we will do, after they do their intake, they will have a consultation scheduled with me, like I said, and during that consultation we'll talk about whatever legal options they might qualify for. There is no obligation to hire Catholic Charities at that time. There is no obligation to file anything with the government. I do not pressure anyone to file anything that they're not comfortable with filing. It's mostly an educational opportunity to help someone understand their status and understand what options might exist for them.
To give you an idea of the weight, we currently have a combined 185 individuals on our wait list. It has been over 150 since 2016, so we're constantly running a wait list. It typically takes, it's a little bit faster for Youngstown, but in the Cleveland, the rest of the diocese, it typically takes about 2 to 3 months to meet with a lawyer once you initially contact our office.